We're going to continue talking about the fuel crisis and the cost of living crisis, and so many of you are having to wear shawls, pyjamas, winter coats around the house because you can't afford to switch the heating on.
Well, this comes amidst the rising cost of living, as some say they are left in disbelief by what their bills could be. Now the price cap rise has been announced and sets in from April.
Our East Midlands reporter Will Hollis with more on this from Nottinghamshire.
Every day, Sandra delivers emergency food parcels across Sutton in Ashfield, where rising costs are driving more people into poverty.
We're seeing when people come to the door with multi-layers of clothing, they can be wearing thick coats, I've seen one wearing gloves, and they're quite anxious about how the situation is going to escalate when the fuel prices go up.
On streets like this, cold homes aren't uncommon. Some choose between heating and eating.
Are you able to put your heating on at the minute?
Lisa is on disability benefits. The mum of two has fibromyalgia, a painful condition that means she can't work. She's seen her energy bill spike, affecting everyday decisions.
My young lad, he always says, "Mum, can my friend come round to play on the Xbox?" And I tend to have to check the electric and say, "Oh, no, I've only got £5 left. That's got to last us till tomorrow, so your friend can't come round." Or in regards to the heating, if it's absolutely freezing and we've only got a few quid left on the gas, it's a case of just pulling the froze over you and chilling out with the froze, or dressing gown. I tend to live in my dressing gown so I don't get cold.
Yesterday, the energy regulator Ofgem announced a price cap rise of 54%, nearly £2,000 for the average person. Spiralling fuel costs globally are to blame. Chancellor Rishi Sunak has announced measures to try to manage the damage, a £200 energy discount plus a tax rebate for many.
We're going to give people a £150 council tax rebate to help with the cost of energy in April, and this discount won't need to be repaid.
Critics say the support does too little too late. Here in Ashfield, 1 in 3 families are living on universal credit, and so any change in the cost of their living can be quite difficult. And so a lot of people are having to make really tricky decisions about how they spend their money. Back at the food bank, Sandra has another parcel to prepare. The local college set up the service when the pandemic began. Tutors know who it is that needs help. Sometimes they face the same problems themselves.
Electricity plays a big part. I mean, what child doesn't love to sit and watch telly and, I don't know, have all the lights on every time he goes around the house? So it's quite worrying that you've got to be watching those little things that the children do all the time. But you have to be mindful of how much it's going to be costing at the minute.
Winter may soon end, but the cost of living crisis has barely begun. Will Hollis for GB News in the East Midlands.
Thanks, Will. Ryan says, I use a lot of products that are in the reduced or sale section of the shops. I suppose you have the yellow stickers.
Yeah, you can get some good bargains.
Yeah, it is amazing what it saves on the day-to-day budget. Now, I actually wear a shawl. I noticed in our sitting room that there were these throws over the back of the couch, and I think, what are they ever there for? And then I started to use them.
Snuggle.
And the thing was, I put it over my shoulders, I don't turn the fire on, and I feel cosier as a result of it.
Yeah, it's great. Well, actually, one of our brand new, shiny super producer, Sarah, who's just joined, she was sitting in the newsroom this morning wrapped in a shawl, and I was like, we are kindred spirits. She's listening in her ear. We are kindred spirits because I love a granny shawl.
Yeah, and that's scientifically proven to be of benefit to you because, as I pointed out yesterday, cuddle therapists. Cuddle therapist. I'm going to ask Ruth, can I get one for?
She'll say no, and quite right too. Michael points out though,
this whole cuddle. I'll
give you one for free, Eamon. Give you a nice cuddle.
You're in enough trouble.
Oh, OK. Michael says, I turn off my heating in the bedrooms and just add blankets. Heat is just a feeling at the end of the day.
No, it's not. No, heat is...
But feeling cold is the pits.
Yes,
so
but then that can make you ill.
By...
That can tighten your muscles.
It'll make you grumpy.
That can wind your bones. That can give you a cold.
Can it, though? Is that true? Catch a cold from being cold? I don't know if that's true.
Oh,
here's the debate of the morning. No, I think that's not true.
I think it is true.
Let us know.
Because your nasal hair contracts.
No.
And it's
Dr. Amika is coming in later. He will decide this for us. Because, honestly, my mum always taught me that. Don't leave the house with your hair wet. Wrap up warm or you catch a cold.
And you don't believe it?
And now I think it's a myth. I think. Someone will tell me if I'm right or wrong. But I think it might be. Oh, back in the bad books.
We will